So, welcome back to Wonderland Asylum. Back again with a 2003 PT Cruiser. Something a little less fun today. Basically, when I was driving home the other day, I heard a loud clunk and power steering went heavy, battery light came on, which means usually that my alternator pulley has yet again come off. So I had a look and this is what I saw. Don't know how well you can see down there, but that down there is the spindle and that line down there is the pulley. So hold on, I'll get it out for you. Yeah. Yep, as you can see, the alternator pulley has completely sheared off the spindle, so it's of no further use, more or less. But fortunately, in here I have a full spare alternator. So if you can see, the alternator's right there under the radiator hose. So the best way to get at it is take the grill off, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Then underneath that you've got another 6 bolts, which takes the upper radiator support off. And once that's all off, you can see the alternator's right there. You can get in at all the bolts and everything. And once all that's out of the way, it's not too difficult a job to wiggle it out. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. As I say, a bit of a pain in the backside, but it has been shredding belts. I knew it needed a new alternator for a little while, that's why I've got that one there. Basically what was happening was the pulley was slightly off centre, so when it was spinning it was wobbling from side to side, causing the belts to shear. So it's finally time to replace it. Hopefully not going to be too difficult, not going to take me too long, but I'll take you along and we'll see how it goes. So, apologies for the delay. Things didn't quite go to plan. I'll explain more later. The bottom line is, I did eventually get the alternator out and I did eventually put the other one in. However, it didn't work. When you try to spin the pulley, it doesn't. It binds. You can hear it rubbing, so it itself is garbage. I did get it fitted, just tested it. No use at all. So I'm in the other car, about to head over to where the Chrysler's currently parked. Again, I'll go into why later when I do a full recap. With this, you can see in there a brand new alternator, courtesy of the idiot that sent me the broken one. So yeah, I'm hopping over there and we're going to put this baby in. Back soon. Hello again and welcome back to Wonderland Asylum. Sorry about the delay. I'll do a recap at the end once everything's done to kind of explain exactly what's happened. There, down there, you can see, sits the alternator, not the one that was in it, but the one that was going to replace it. It's garbage, it doesn't work. So what's in there, you might struggle to see a little bit, is a brand new alternator. Now again, it was much the same as I explained. You take the studs out of the grill, take the grill off, then take the studs out the slam panel, take the slam panel off. I would have showed you what I was doing, but I had help and the person that was helping me specifically requested that they not be on camera. So for whatever reason, I've got to respect their wishes. They didn't want to be, basically, they didn't want to be part of the channel, part of the video, for whatever reason. Now, I have also put the alternator belt back on. Now, I know a lot of people ask about that and a lot of people have problems with it. So, what I still have here somewhere is the belt routing diagram that I used the first time. I mean, I'm now a flaming professional at it, so I don't need the belt diagram. Basically, as I said, the old alternator was, when the pulley was spinning, it was spinning slightly off centre, so it was shredding and throwing the belts. That's why I know so much about replacing them. So here's what you've got. You have the alternator at the top, the tensioner's marked T, the power assisted steering pump is right at the front, and then the air conditioning is at the bottom. It goes round the water pump, which is the kind of smoother one, that's the one you go on last, and the crankshaft. So feel free to screenshot that, hopefully that'll be of some assistance to those of you. Now I'll try and show you as best as I can. I'm not sure how much you'll be able to see, but give me a minute. Right, I'm sorry, this is about as good as it's going to get for you, I'm afraid. There's where the belt goes, and if you look up there, you can see there's a small nut just up above this thing here. That is the 14mm nut that you hook your spanner on. You need to do it from below, because if I show you from up above, yeah, you can see you're not getting anything down there to hang on to that. You've got everything in the road, so you need to do it from underneath, which is the pest. Oh, and just as an additional, where I had teed my boost gauge in, that's the EGR valve. So all that was boosting for, all that was showing in my boost gauge was how much exhaust gas I was releasing. I'm going to be teeing it into there, which comes off the manifold. So that actually will show me what I'm boosting instead of what I'm exhausting. Okay, so that's everything back together. My friend who was helping me, as I said, has just left. Said, right, that's us, we're done, I'm away. You feel free to shoot your little recap, let everybody see what we've been doing. So yeah, basically when I tried to take the first alternator out, again, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but if you look right in there, it's a Torx bolt that's on it, an inverted Torx. So all that happens if you try and use a ratchet is it looks very, very, very like it's going to strip the bolt. So what I thought was, easy does it, I'll use an impact. Use the impact on the top two, which is fairly easy with everything out the road, including the upper radiator hose, which fired antifreeze everywhere. But when you try to do it with the lower two bolts, no. So I had to use a ratchet for them, and I snapped both of them off. At that point, I couldn't get in to do anything. I had no way of getting it fixed. I spoke to a couple of garages who basically said, meh, you're done. So yeah, I was very, very aware that it looked exceedingly like this poor girl was going to the bin. I had it all set up, had a guy coming to look at it, see how much they were going to give me for scrap value. I was going to take all my bits and pieces off her. I don't like talking about it in front of her, but yeah, I was going to get all my fancy bits and pieces off. It was really, really sad. I was actually so upset about it because I was going to say she's been a good servant. She hasn't really, but she's been great fun. I love driving it when it's working. I've got so many upcoming little ideas that I wanted to do that are now going to be possible. Yay! Well, assuming it starts. I haven't started it in a little while. Obviously since the alternator broke, because I wasn't wanting to run the car with no alternator, and when I drove it from where the pulley sheared like back into the car parking space, I thought that's fine, I'll just leave it here. But I had to move it a couple of times to get to where I had to go, so I was constantly flinging the jump pack on it. And I took it up to, at the end of the day, when the guy coming out to value it, I spoke to my friend who said, what are you doing that for? Bring it up here, I've got a spot welder. So we ended up welding two nuts onto the bottom two bolts and just blasting them with his kind of mini I think it's an Astro, I'm not sure, I'll check. His little tiny impact wrench, which would just fitted into the gap, and we finally were able to get them out. I think we had to re-weld one of the nuts on twice to get them out. So yeah, terrific. Really, really happy that we managed to get it back in. It was again then driven back here with no belt or anything wrong, so I didn't have a belt with me to put on it. And as I was parking in here, I reversed to about there, just at the end of the drive there, and it died. Everything just shuddered to a halt. So I had to get him to help me push it back up to here where she's sat since, until, because I thought there's no point in flinging an old belt back on it. So I ordered a new belt, brought it up, and that was it. It is doable yourself. You can do it if you, as I say, get your 14mm on that nut, wrench it up towards the rear of the car. That relieves the tension in the tensioner, but it's very, very tight. So you would need to basically, if I can show you, see the pulley for the alternator is down in there. So you would need to hold the belt on, hope the belt stayed, and then get down underneath and fish about with a belt. I've done it a few times myself. It's a pest. So when he offered and said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll come down and hold your spanner while you go at it, that was such a welcome offer. So that's what we did. He's got it on. He said he would have loved to stay to watch me start her up, but he knows that my commitment to you fine people is that I want you to be here when I start her up again for the first time. As I say, I've not put the wheel back on, I've not put anything back together, and I still need to again hook my boost gauge back up, because at the moment it's just sitting in the middle of the engine bay. But let's go, and hopefully she'll start and not embarrass me now. But let's get in, and if it jumps too much and my jack flies out, then you're gonna have a good laugh at me. But other than that, give me 2 minutes. Can I say? You've no idea how happy I am to hear the noise of this girl starting again. Just absolute, yeah. Obviously she sounds better than before because the alternator's on straight, everything's brilliant. I love it. Just like, as I say, I've got so many new things that are going to be coming shortly. That's what's caused the delay with all this. I thought she was going in the bin. I genuinely thought this video was going to be us saying goodbye. I'm so happy it's not. I hope you're going to stick with me. We've got a lot more to go. I'm going to now just hustle up and take her for a little drive, and I'll get back to you. Thanks again, guys. Obviously this car means so much to me. Not many folk get to drive and own the car that they've wanted since the day it came out. I love big heavy diesel cars. Yeah, so yeah, as I say, went to replace the alternator belt. Turns out the pulley had sheared off. Can't replace the pulley because the old spindle was wrecked. Took the alternator out to put my spare one in. Ended up stripping bolt, ended up snapping off bolts. Finally got the bolts welded off, got the new alternator in. It didn't work, so we had to take it straight back out, buy a brand new one and put the brand new one in. So yeah, I'm just really happy that she's all back together. Listen to that. Yeah, so thanks again for all your help, all your love and all your support, and I really hope we can go on making fantastic videos together. And yeah, so smash the wee ring-a-ding button, smash the subscribe, smash the like, give me a wee comment. Just genuinely at this point I'm just so happy she's there. I'm going to give her a wee wash now, and then I'm going to take her out. Yeah, thanks guys, bye.